Good morning, everyone. So in this week's parsha, we get the 10 Commandments, the Aseres HaDibros. And right before the Jewish people received the Torah at Mount Sinai, the Torah says that the Jewish people rested at the foot of the mountain. Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged ahar, the Jewish people rested facing the mountain. And Rashi points out that it's stated in the singular, Vayichan, which means he, one individual rested. And since we're talking about an entire nation, why would the Torah say that they rested as one individual rested? So Rashi says 4 very famous words. Ki ish echad b'lev echad. They rested like one person with one heart. You know why God gave them the Torah? Because they showed unity and love, that they stood at the foot of the mountain, millions of people. Ki ish echad b'lev echad, like one person with one heart. And you say, wow, that's the prerequisite to get the Torah. We have to be one nation. But if you go back a few weeks ago when the Egyptians were chasing the Jews, then the Jews came to the sea, it says, V'hinei Mitzrayim nosei achareim. The Jews saw that the Egyptians were running after them. And there it also uses the singular. It says noseya. One individual was running after them. And Rashi says almost identical words. Rashi says that the Egyptians were running after the Jews to pursue them and bring them back to slavery. And instead of saying ki ish echad b'lev echad, there Rashi says b'lev echad ki ish echad. With one heart like one person. So the Egyptians also had unity. But there's a slight difference that makes all the world of a difference. In our parsha it says like one man with one heart. There it says one heart as one person. What's the difference? The difference is that sometimes people form unity like a coalition, right? You have many countries get together. They have a coalition to fight an enemy. These countries may not like each other. They may even hate each other. But for the sake of dealing with some threat, they form a coalition. But as soon as the mission is over, they go their own separate ways because there's no intrinsic unity. It's just a temporary coalition of unity for a purpose. And sometimes there's love and unity amongst people for ulterior motives. I got to work with you, you got to work with me because we have a greater goal in mind. But the real definition of unity is not that you're belev achad, you have one desire in your heart and therefore you form unity. But you start by, I'm one with you, like a family. Because we're one, therefore we join our hearts together. And that was the unity of the Jewish people. I saw this firsthand. I just got off a flight from Vail, Colorado. So, Vail attracts a lot of tourists. And the Chabad Rabbi there, Rabbi David Mintz, managed to buy a beautiful building in Lionhead, right where the slopes are. He has a beautiful Chabad house there. And this week is Yeshiva vacation. There are a lot of people there. So every morning, 7 o'clock, there's Shachris, 100 people strong. Before they go up on the mountain skiing, Shachris. And then 4 o'clock the slopes close, 5 o'clock, Mincha Marav, another 100 people. And when you go every day, you say, oh, this Chabad Rabbi is servicing all the tourists in town. One day I was on the mountain, I meet this guy. I'm not a skier, so while they're skiing, I'm schmoozing with people. I meet this guy, and we're talking, and he tells me he's Southern Baptist. And he said, what are you doing here? I said, he said, you Jewish? He said, yeah. He says, do you know Rabbi Mintz? I said, yeah. You know Rabbi Mintz? He says, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I said, you're a good friend of yours? Like, Southern Baptist, what's going on? He says, my wife's Jewish. And my daughter goes to the Hebrew school at the Chabad. And he starts talking about the Rebbetzin, Dava, and the children he plays with. And then I saw 2 sides of an equation. I saw on the one hand, the Chabad is there to service all the religious Jews who need a place to daven when they go on vacation. On the other hand, you know what he's really doing there in Vail? He's there for that Jewish girl whose father's a Southern Baptist, but her mother's Jewish, and if she doesn't get a Jewish education in Vail at the Chabad synagogue, she won't even know she's Jewish. And that's the idea of unity. Unity means when God gave us the Torah, there was no Orthodox, Conservative, Reform, Reconstructionist, this, that. We were one people with one heart, and it doesn't matter how religious you are, irreligious you are, we're all one nation, and we cannot have different groups, one not connecting with the other. We have to realize that we are intrinsically one, and only in the merit of that unity did we get the Torah, and only in the merit of that unity we will continue to be given the Torah each and every year.